To make remote areas accessible without drivers getting lost, road maps are essential. To make science accessible without getting lost in security, privacy, ethical, and intellectual property considerations, a roadmap is also a very valuable tool. It can show us some of the most direct routes to knowledge while avoiding a few dead ends and even highlighting some speed limits. That roadmap, the Roadmap for Open Science, was launched in early 2020 by the Chief Science Advisor of Canada, Mona Nemer. She delivered this set of 10 recommendations to reduce barriers and speed up discovery without compromising the trust of Canadian citizens, but rather enabling their engagement. Let's follow her lead to transparency, sustainability, accountability, reproducibility, and diversity. Please welcome Mona Nemer.
Bonjour tout le monde. Hello. Let me start by extending to all of you a virtual welcome to the Neuro Gairdner Open Science in Action Symposium. I'm happy to be with you today as we all learn to adapt to our new reality. Before getting into the topic of open science, a topic close to my heart, allow me to congratulate Guy Rouleau on winning this year's prestigious Gairdner-Whitman Award, which recognized his leadership in advancing open science in addition to his many other contributions to science and to institutional building. Je connais Guy depuis mon séjour à McGill et je peux dire qu'il a inspiré beaucoup d'entre nous en tant que scientifique, visionnaire et aussi bâtisseur d'institutions. Alors félicitations Guy. Sous sa direction, le Neuro a prospéré en tant qu'installation de recherche de classe mondiale et pionnier dans l'adoption des principes de la science ouverte. Depuis, le mouvement a pris de l'ampleur. Il n'est pas nécessaire de regarder plus loin que notre situation actuelle pour comprendre pourquoi le partage ouvert de la recherche est non seulement avantageux, mais aussi vital pour le progrès. Back in early 2020, we knew close to nothing on the virus and the COVID-19. Thanks to the researchers who openly shared the draft genome of the virus, we have been able to make huge advancements in diagnostics and treatments at record speed and will likely have a vaccine soon. Internationally, we have seen organizations like Johns Hopkins University develop an open access database of countries' COVID-19 cases, a global pandemic tracker which has been enormously beneficial to the research community. Here in Canada, the government has also made COVID datasets freely available online, and both the research community and I have joined international calls for open access to coronavirus research and data. I'm very encouraged that the government has embraced my advice and guidance on the issue. The fact is, we have seen tremendous contribution open science is making in the fight against pandemic. Access to up-to-the-minute reliable information has guided our response, and not just in health sciences, but for everything from food systems to water treatment to economics. And this is key because not only does open science promote free access to data, but it also encourages multidisciplinarity. We know that as our societal challenges become more complex, our responses to them must also be increasingly multifaceted. This is why sharing of information across disciplines is vital. This has played out extremely well over the course of the past 9 months. Take, for example, the CanCOVID network, which since March has grown to over 3,000 members and has been very successful in fostering cross-disciplinary collaboration on COVID research. Or consider the incredibly diverse community of scientists, researchers, and practitioners who stepped up and contributed their time and resources to advise me on a wide range of issues related to COVID-19 these past several months, and we continue. Notre travail est loin d'être terminé, mais j'espère que les exemples de sciences ouvertes en action influenceront l'opinion des gens sur la valeur et les possibilités que la science ouverte offre pour nos communautés. It will be difficult for Canadians to meet the challenge of COVID-19 without adhering to the scientific underpinnings of public health policy. We need to empower citizens to make good decisions about their lives, and we can do that by giving them access to science and reliable data. But by opening up research to wider evaluation and scrutiny, we have a better chance of responding to these challenges and generating public trust in science. In doing that, we help create a more effective bridge between science and policy, and for that matter, between science and society. In order for our society to fully embrace open access, we may require a culture shift, but the COVID pandemic has presented us with an opportunity to make that change. And the science community, guided by the example of the Neuro, is already leading the way. Merci pour tout ce que vous faites. Je vous souhaite à tous une conférence inspirante et productive. Have a great conference, everyone, and thank you for having me with you.